Yeah, good morning. Welcome back to the channel. I'm up here today on another one of my missions in North Bruce. And we're out this morning. I have my key grip man with me. Daryl, you're going to be key grip today, Daryl.
Okay, thanks.
And we're on our way to meet up with a cow-calf. And I'm not sure, I think he does cow-calf and he backgrounds a bunch of his calves. And maybe more. I don't know what he does, we're going to find out. And we'll see what he does. We got a beautiful morning. It's about 8 o'clock. We're supposed to meet him in a few minutes, so we'll see what happens. So Gary, maybe you can tell us, like, how is your how's the farm set up as far as like how many hired men do you have and who's working here and all that?
Well, basically there's the four of us. My dad Harvey, me, my brother Rick, son Tyson, and then my brother's two daughters. They helped us all this year with the haying, running equipment around, loading trucks and whatnot. So that's about it. We don't hire very much. Long haul trucking, and that's about it.
So you said you're fourth generation?
Yep.
So your great grandfather started buying land up here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he had a sawmill and a bunch of farms up here. Yeah. In Lion's Head, right where the beach motel is, that's where his sawmill was.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, right in downtown.
Right downtown, right in the harbor. Yeah.
What I find up here in the Bruce is if you're born here, like generations and generations of the same family are on the same farms and in the same area.
Yeah, we're running out though. A lot of the families here, there's nobody going to take over the land.
So what do you think will happen?
Well, cash croppers are moving up from the south is what's mostly happening.
Do you think family will retain ownership and rent it or sell it?
As long as the current owners own it, I don't know.
It won't get sold?
No, and then after that,
who knows?
Crapshoot.
I find once you're about 2 generations from the farm, there's
no interest. Yeah, it's just a burden for them then.
I know my farms aren't going to get sold as long as I'm above the dirt. Yeah. After that, who knows? Well, I don't think my boys will sell any either, but after that, who knows after?
Well, yeah, exactly. I've got one son that wants to farm, so we keep the land around.
I've got a grandson I'm hoping comes home too.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks, Gary. I'm here today with Gary Forbes in North Bruce. And Gary is, well, Gary, you tell us about your operation.
Well, we're, like Dennis said, we're on North Bruce Peninsula here, kind of God's country. And we run a cow-calf and background, mostly steers. Right now we're basically all Angus, switched over to that from Charolais about 10 years ago. We found we can calve these 500 black Angus cows easier than we were with 300 Charolais cows. So less work and
these are big cows.
Yeah, they're usually 13 to 1400 pounds when we ship them. Yeah. These calves you'll see are last week of April, first week of May born.
So do you calve everything in the spring?
Yeah. Start the 1st of April, done by the 1st of July then.
So
we'll be pulling the bulls here in another 3 weeks or so, about the 15th of September.
You must have quite a bunch of bulls then if you calve them all in the spring.
We turn 30 out this spring.
So where do you get your genetics?
All over.
All over?
Yeah. Some are Some of our bulls have come from Ontario. We raise a few of our own, and some come from Alberta.
So how many sites would you have cows at?
Oh, 1, 2, 3. Dozen?
A dozen sites.
Yeah. And then bred heifers on top of that.
That's a lot of running.
Well, it is. We're an hour from
I know.
to drive from one end to the other.
So do you calve them all basically in one spot, or do they stay where they are?
No, they're these cows here. We calved about 170 at this spot this spring. Most of them went across the road, and then we just brought them over here to calve. They'll calve. There's a 5-acre field out here. They'll calve there, and we clean all the hay out of this coverall.
Oh yeah.
So of nasty weather, we try to get them covered up a bit.
It would be empty by that time of year.
Not always. They usually pull in a couple of hundred bales out.
This many cows, they'd soon chew through a coverall full of hay.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's basically 22 cows per bale per day.
In the winter.
Yep.
Then you have enough grass to grass them all in the summer.
Yeah, we have. Well, we have 4,500 acres. 900 of that is hay. 300 is crops. So that's 3,300 acres of pasture.
So you're haying all the time.
Pretty much. Yeah.
You get first
started
cut
on the 1st of June, or 15th of June, and we're still trying to get it done.
You tube most of it.
No, we have indoor storage for about 4,000 dry bales. Tube the rest of it, yeah.
And then if you get like weather like we had on the weekend, you'd grab that hay and tube it, would you? Or maybe not.
Yeah. Well, we always try to tube new seeding and all of our second cut, just because it won't dry as quick.
So are they waiting to get outside? Or what are they
I
waiting?
don't know why they were all in here. Just
Flies, maybe?
I don't know.
So do you use oilers?
No, we don't. No, we've given up on the fly tags too, because they didn't seem to do much other than give them sore eyes.
Oh,
Flicking their ears back and forth.
so so when you keep some of your own bulls, so you're breeding them on, you got all these different sites, so there would be places where there'd be different genetics.
Mm-hmm.
Who keeps track of all that? Is that your job?
It's hit and miss. Yeah, we don't really keep track of which bulls have been with which cows. With that many cows, we keep one bull out of 250 calves. It's probably not going to match up with another one.
Well, these calves really look even.
Well, like I said, they're all born within about a 10-day stretch, these ones.
So you would, how do you do that then? Put a lot of bulls with this, a bunch of cows all at once?
No, just out of the 170 cows that we calve, the first 40 would go into this yard after they've calved.
I see.
The next 40 go into a different yard, and then when they go to grass, we just leave them all together.
That way your calves are all the same size. And
Yeah, well, it saves a lot of sorting too.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier to sort them when it's a 100-pound calf than these guys. And then we'll wean in about the first week of November. Steers go to one place, we'll size them. We'll have what, 1, 2, 4 different barns that we take them to. So we size them a bit, sex them to different places. And then,
at one time your dad used to buy calves in the West. Does he still do that? Or?
oh yeah, he's out there every fall for about 6 weeks. Yeah.
Now, is he order buying, or is he
Well, yeah.
and buying for you guys?
Yeah, he buys about 5,000 calves.
So you still buy more on top of what you have?
Oh yeah, yeah. We left about 1,200 calves out west last fall.
Oh, and leave them out there.
Yeah, leave them out there, bring them back down here in April then
For the grass.
Mm-hmm. Unless they're too big, and then we'll sell them out there. There's always, we sell 80 of our biggest steers every spring too. So they get too big for the grass.
So, I'm not sure how it works out there. Does he buy at the sale, or does he go right to farms?
A little of both.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have there's a cow there with that JR brand on it. We've been buying his calves for about 12 years now.
That's what I find. A lot of guys go back to the same guy. He knows you're coming.
Yeah.
He knows what you want.
Yeah. Oh, they're calling him now. See if you make sure he's still coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, these calves sure look good. And your steers all go to the one guy every year?
Yeah, for almost 40 years, yep.
That must be quite a negotiation.
I'm not usually part of that.
That'd be your dad's job.
Yeah.
I bet he just loves it.
Oh, he does. That's, he loves cattle. And, he knows a lot of people in the industry.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Oh, there's 40 pairs there.
Well, black seems to be the way to go.
Yeah. Yeah, they put a big push on there a few years ago. Everything in the restaurants was black Angus beef. And we just find that they eat less, take a lot less work at calving time.
Easy calvers.
Easy calving. My brother calves out all of our Heifers, and there's 140 last spring that he calved himself. Yeah, a lot of work.
A lot of sleepless nights.
Yeah.
So like that cow with that brand we're looking at right there, that
Kevin Frymark.
she'd have come from the west.
We bought 3 years ago. We bought all of his bred Heifers and brought them down. So any cow you see in there with an 800 in her tag is one of his. There's we always put the year of birth at the top of their tags, so we have some kind of idea until they lose their tag and then we start over.
Yeah, I find in the feedlot, like, you lose way less than 1%. Like, you don't lose many.
Well, maybe with the feedlot, but we shipped 18 cows here last week, and we had to retag every one of them if they're ready to.
Their RFD tag was gone? Yeah.
Every one of them. So it's not a foolproof thing. It costs a lot of money.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not kind of in favor of that RFD thing, but anyway.
Well, they got to come up with some better way of implementing it. They say we've got to do it just to sell the beef internationally, but $2 a tag, it adds up.
That's a lot of money. So you'll sort these calves when you wean them. You'll sort the heifers from the steers, and then will you breed all those heifers?
No, we'll breed maybe the top third. Maybe not even that many. We buy some heifers in the west. I can take you and show you some.
Okay,
heifers
well,
that we bred right now.
well, let's do that.
Yeah.
That'd be great. So I'm out here now, Gary. We're at the where the bred heifers are, and these would be calves from 2 years ago or last year's calves.
They're just over a year old right now. Yeah.
So they're last year's calves.
Born in 19.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's 55 heifers here. We've got 2 bulls with them. You can actually see both of them there.
And these calves, some of these calves would be from the west?
Yep. Yeah. Most of those black, white faced ones were one man's calves in Alberta. Some of these are our own with the green tags, and then there's a couple other pure black ones with blue tags that are that JR brand. Same as the cow that we saw over there. Yeah.
So these heifers, some you'll keep, some you'll sell?
Yep. Yeah, that's the intentions anyway.
That's the plan.
Yeah.
And they'll calve in April, May?
They were, yeah, bulls turned out the same day as bulls for the cows. Yeah. Yeah. They're usually a little more inquisitive than they are right now.
Well, they might be afraid of me too.
It could be a different colored truck coming in too. Doesn't take much some days. You know, we try to use final answer bulls on these heifers a lot of the time. He's one of the best, easiest calving bulls in history. I think we have 4 final answers.
So use them on the heifers?
Yeah. Yeah, try to. We try to buy bulls that are in that 80 to 90 pound birth weight range.
So how old would the bulls be?
I believe those 2 are either 3 or 4 years old.
You've been getting some timely rains up here the last little while.
The last about 3 weeks we've had over 10 inches of rain.
Because I've seen years up here where you kind of run out of grass about now.
Yeah, this wouldn't be green, this could be brown this time of year. But yeah, we were, early on we didn't get any rain for about 6 weeks, and then all of a sudden it just won't quit now.
It makes you get thinking, how long is that hay pile going to last?
Well, we don't really start into our hay until November.
Yeah. Well, these would be good to leave out here quite a while yet.
Yeah, they'll stay here till sometime in October, and then we'll take them usually to my place, and we'll preg check them all. We usually have about 8 or 9% opens. Sometimes with these western heifers, you don't know what the background is on them, so
they could have been a twin.
They could have been a twin or anything of that sort. Yeah, Free Martins.
Yeah, you never know. It's a crapshoot.
Mm-hmm.
Just throw enough out there, preg check them, and away you go.
Yeah. Well, we with our own heifers, we like to keep back our best.
Yeah.
Yeah, and same with the westerns. There's, I don't know, maybe 35 or 40 of those black white faced ones there, and we sorted a few smaller ones out before we turned them out with the bulls.
So you'll keep all your own heifers this winter, and grass them, or will they go to the feedlot in the spring?
Well, it depends. Usually the bigger heifers will get bred. The middle cut will go to a feedlot, and we'll feed them to finish. And then we have a few that are out on grass too, the smaller end. Okay. Nice country.
It's peaceful up here.
A lot of flat land.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, Gary, thanks for taking the time to show us what's going on. And really all I'm trying to do is show everybody some of the background there is to raising quality beef in Ontario. And it's guys like Gary that have really dedicated your life to the beef business, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, well, I'm 4th generation up here. Yeah, we've had cattle all the way through. So.
And it's going to continue, you hope.
With any kind of luck.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, thanks a lot.
Well, thanks, man.